Man, why the hell I keep forgetting about this part? So let's get into season 7 of Madden 06. Gene Speedy Singleton actually got some more action as the season progressed, backing up Cadillac Williams and D'Angelo Williams. So he had 582 yards rushing on 157 attempts, just under 4 yards a carry, So you see his contract right here, $5.37 million in a 3-year span, and it looks like maybe he'll get some more action as his career goes along. As you see there, he's from Alabama State. You see the attributes. He's just going to get better from there, hopefully. Look at Kevin Scott, though. Look at Kevin Scott. He's shown what he can do. Second string wide receiver. 65 receptions, 747 yards, over 11 a catch, along with 7 touchdown catches. He actually doing some things since we signed him from the San Francisco 49ers in free agency. Look at that, 83 overall, 82 catch, 90 speed, 91 acceleration, 94 agility. He's just going to get better from there. Justin Chambers, however, is just not getting any action in New England. Remember, they signed Ronnie Brown in the offseason. I know he's on the last year of his contract, if my memory is correct. So let's see if he can get a contract somewhere else. Maybe New England will bring him back. I have no idea, but I highly doubt it. So as we go into the progression of the draft, let's get into the playoffs. So you see the Raiders are the top seed in the AFC, followed by the Broncos, Steelers, Jets, and Chargers round out the wild card spots. The Eagles have dominated in this series, followed by the Packers, Falcons, Rams, Giants, and Saints round out those wild card spots. So let's get into the playoff action, starting with the wild card. My bad. So we got the Jets beating the Chargers 16-6. Remember, Adrian Peterson plays for the Jets. The Falcons beat the Saints 19-12. Wow, and Michael Vick is balling too. Colts beat the Broncos 26-17. And finally, you got the Rams putting hands on the Giants 33-3. So then we go to the divisional round. The Colts beat the Raiders. The Eagles beat the Rams. The Jets beat the Steelers. And then the Falcons have their way with the Packers. Conference championship week, the Jets beat the Colts and the Eagles beat the Falcons. So now you got all green in the Super Bowl. Jets versus Eagles, and who comes out on top? The Eagles have done it again. I believe this is their 3rd Super Bowl in a row that they've won. They have been straight balling in this series. And let's go down the list. I told you Adrian Peterson is playing for the New York Jets. Remember, we imported him from NCAA Football 06. We're going to go further down. They did a good job running the ball, but in the end, the Eagles came out on top. So you see Donovan McNabb's numbers. You see Luke McCown and Chad Pennington. Look at Adrian Peterson. 29 attempts, 103 yards, 3.6 a carry. Didn't get in the end zone, though. But they did reach it, but unfortunately, the Eagles come out on top again. So there goes Bryant Westbrook, the league MVP. He had a great season. Almost 1,600 yards rushing, 14 touchdowns. And then 4.8 a carry. He also won Offensive Player of the Year. But look at this right here. You remember this cat right here? John Green, quarterback, went, 13th overall to the Jacksonville Jaguars? Remember him? No? Well, here he is right here. That's right, that's him. The former LSU Tiger that beat us in the national championship game in the Fiesta Bowl went to Jacksonville and won Offensive Rookie of the Year. The man over the last few months has been balling on the gridiron. He came out as a national champion, and now he is winning awards in his rookie season with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I cannot wait until we go down to Death Valley and play the LSU Tigers. I want to get them out of here. I believe that's going to be a good game, though. But John Green has been absolutely crazy good over the last calendar year on the gridiron in college and pro. So Andy Reid has called it a career. He's going to go home and count the number of rings he had for each finger. That's crazy. So we go to the draft process. It finally begins. We're going down the quarterback position. Look at this. David Justice, the former South Carolina quarterback that we just destroyed in the Fiesta Bowl, is projected to be a top 5 pick. That's right. Look at that. They didn't have any nice things to say about him. They said his arm wasn't great. He does do a good job of being elusive in the pocket, but they still got him as a top 5 pick, along with Jay Hall, the quarterback from Michigan. So you see Fry, the guy from Washington, and then we're going to go further down the list. Now we're looking for Trey Tyler, right? Well, guess what? I hate to break it to you, but Trey Tyler didn't pop up. But Andrew Bryant did, the Wake Forest quarterback. Remember him in the national championship game and the ACC championship game? Didn't really do much. That depended on their run and defense, but he's still there. We go to the wide receiver position now. Now keep in mind, we're not looking for an Alabama State Hornet, but you see George Sherman, no relation to Richard Sherman. He's considered to be a top 10 pick from South Carolina, the team that we just blew out. Now back to what I was saying. As you see, Willie Bush from Nebraska. We're not looking for an Alabama State player. We're just going down the list to see if we recognize anybody from any HBCU school. As we continue to go further down, I was absolutely shocked at what I saw. No, we didn't get nobody from Alabama State, but look who it is. Hakeem Russell from Southern. And yes, he balled out this past season. The man is not only their best wide receiver, he's a return specialist. He has great speed, man. He's a great kick returner. He can get open downfield. He can run just about any route, but his specialty is the deep ball. The man is absolutely dangerous downfield and can spread an offense for any NFL team. I'm anxious to see where he goes. Look at this catch right here versus FAMU. And on top of that, he got a face mask on the tackle. But the man did do work against us as well. I got to show some love to Hakeem Russell right here. Look at this on the play fake. Goes deep, beats out the DB. I believe that was Avery Vincent. And to the crib he went for a Southern touchdown. I am anxious to see where he goes in this NFL draft. So we go to the guard position. This time we're looking for Sean Nugent. Another surprise. I was not expecting him to leave early. But with that being said, we only had him to replace on the offensive line with the assertion that we put Kellen McDonough in at right tackle because he's 90 overall. Edward Atkins is in the high 80s still. But Kellen McDonough's been balling out. But we didn't find Sean Nugent, so there's that. But we did find Brad Anderson, who is projected to be a 5th round pick in this draft, man. And on top of that, we got one more cat we got to look for. You know, our All-American safety, well, strong safety at that. Impact player Blake Clayton, projected to be picked up between the 4th and the 5th round. So as we get into the scouting process, look at these 40 times. Look at Blake Clayton, 4'4", 140. Brad Anderson, 4'2", Hakeem Russell, 4'3", So let's look into the numbers for Blake Clayton. So he's listed at 6'5", 207. Great tackler, above average hands, terrible kick returner. We never had to return kicks. A 4'4", 140, 3.93 shuttle time. Cone drill, 6'8", 15 reps for 225. 38-inch vertical wide. Yeah, he did jump pretty high. And then amazing interview. They really liked him. But they did say he's a sloppy tackler. He did show some cases of that at Alabama State. We go down to Brad Anderson next with the 4'2", 840. He balled out as well. Look at this. A 3.83 cone was shuttle drill. 6.75 cone drill. Only 7 reps on the bench press. A 36-inch vertical. Terrible interview though. That's shocking. Average tackling, average hands, terrible kick returner, which I don't agree with. But there he is. Hakeem Russell from Southern, representing them Jaguars down there in the Bayou. With a 4.37 40, he already confirmed his speed. Look at this. Above average hands, above average run power, above average kick returner, what I don't agree with. 14 bench press reps, 40-inch vertical, average interview, 4.37, 3.92, and then a 7.06 cone drill. And it says here that he's a decent kick returner. I do not agree with that, man. Because every time we showed him, he was taking one back to the house. Now let's go deeper into these scouting reports. So look at this, what they said about Blake Clayton. They added on. Said he has great leaping ability, and timing skills at a 38-inch vertical. That's facts. And then they say he's a leader that makes big plays. And yes, he made big plays for us on defense. Look what they said about Brad Anderson. Breaks on the ball quickly and flashes good closing quickness. Yes, he does. This is facts. And then has a sharp COD skill to keep track of the ball in flight. He showed that as well. One thing about Brad Anderson, though, I just wish he had more INTs. He was able to get his hands on the ball a lot, but he just couldn't get more INTs. Now, Akeem Russell, they said his interview was good, but he has to improve with coaching. Also, they said he didn't jump as high, but he still has an awesome vertical jump. So now we go to the draft, right? Blake Clayton goes 3rd round, 75 overall. Look who he gets drafted by. He gets drafted by Washington. The Washington, Commanders. We'll just say Commanders. I'm not going to call them by that other name. I don't want no smoke with nobody the whole time. But anyway, there he is. 3rd round pick, 11th pick in the 3rd round, 75 overall. Let's look into some highlights of Blake Clayton. So you see here again this pick versus Florida A&M. Look at that right there, doing the stiff arm on that man whole time. He does make big plays. He has a great vertical leap. He is very dangerous in the open field, whether the ball's in the air or if he's going to make a tackle. Look at this right here against Prairie View. Forcing that strip, and then look at Josh Jones taking that thing back for a scoop and score. And then finally, of course, you can't forget about the play versus Mississippi Valley State, picking this ball off, taking it to the crib. He is dangerous in man-to-man coverage. He's dangerous in zone coverage, too. He can play just about anything as far as man or zone, but he's very good at the cover 3 coverage. Brad Anderson, 5th round, 137 overall. He's a Buffalo Bill. Bills fans have a lot to be excited about. This is a man that can cover on man-to-man. He can play zone. And when we had him as a freshman, we had him as a blitz specialist in some packages. So let's get into some highlights of Brad Anderson. So you see here versus Florida A&M, the receiver makes this catch, but then he strips it away. The man is very dangerous. He locked up this side of the field all of last season. Now here we go against Bethune-Cookman. Here he is in cover 3. What? Look at him. Cover ground and pick this off. Absolutely crazy speed. 4.28, man. I think he might be a little bit faster than that. And then, of course, look at this versus South Carolina. Makes that catch, but he strips that off. Dude is very dangerous. So here he is once again in cover 3 in the Fiesta Bowl, and he bats that away so George Sherman doesn't get a chance to catch it. And then you got Akeem Russell going in the 6th round, 170 overall. This is a very good pickup. You get a wide receiver that's fast but cheap with decent hands. And he's in the AFC East as well. But he's down in South Beach with the Miami Dolphins, man. Southern finally got a draft pick, man. I'm so happy about this. Hopefully this will attract more recruits. The HBCUs are coming up, man. Hopefully we can get some MEAC schools to pop up on this list soon. Join us next time. Season 8 begins. Peace. Oh, and don't worry. You will see Trey Tyler again in a football uniform. Please believe. Peace.